All right, we're going to do three different types of B9. Which kind is best for you? Have you ever seen a beautiful garden foliage or autumn foliage, the beautiful colors of an autumn drive? Well, you heard it. I was using the term foliage. Okay, this is an American word that stems from the Latin word folium. All right, B9 is derived from that word folium, from folate. Okay, so it's getting a lot of attention. This folate is getting lots of attention when people find out they have a defect in a functioning gene that processes folate called MTHFR. Hi, I'm Dr. Emily. Let's dive into three different types of B9 and which kind is best for you. So let's talk B9 here. So we know B9 is stemming from foliage. We're going to get it from those leafy greens that we consume, like salads, like Brussels. When we have those leafy green vegetables, it's going to help have that nutrient whole food component of getting folate in the body, which is why those leafy greens are so important for you. So sometimes people have a problem getting those leafy greens in, absorbing the B9 and utilizing it in the body. So let's talk about B9 and let's talk about the three types that is going to be the best for you when you are bringing it in a supplemental form. Okay. So the first one that we are going to talk about, that's the most common, is folic acid. Okay. Folic acid, FOLIC, folic acid is very common. It's synthetic. It's man-made. This is a form of B9 that has low bioavailability. And actually, it can slow the MTHFR enzyme and other enzymes in your folate production process down. That's not the goal. All right. Folic acid had its time and its place in society in the evolution of B vitamin absorption. Many foods are fortified with folic acid. So this also may be very common for you because you've heard this term. You've looked at the bread, you turn it around, or you look at your cereal, you turn it around, and you see folic acid as a fortified ingredient to the pastas. They do this because folic acid in folate, actually, the B vitamin in general, is necessary to make methylation happen. So they know it's an important vitamin, the FDA does, and they just sprinkle it all on all these foods. Now, let's talk about the right form of nutrition of that B9. So, like we were saying, they fortify it. Sometimes the folate receptors will get blocked with folic acid. Let me say that again. You have these receptors that are waiting for folate, okay? And now you take this other folic acid, the synthetic form of it, and it actually junks up these receptors. So the real folate can't do what it's supposed to do. That's a problem. So what else blocks these folate receptors? Well, guess what? Cow milk. So cow milk can block the transport of folate to the brain. This is a big deal with kids that have these sensitivities to cow milk because they're actually showing that they have the inability to absorb folate. Okay. So what are some symptoms of this? We're looking at abnormalities in cognition, brain function, behavior, mood, neuromotor development. This is a big deal. And so we want to make sure that you get the best form of B9 or folate in your body. So that's folic acid. That's a little rundown of folic acid. And that typically is not going to be the one that's going to be the best bioavailable for your body. Let's talk about a second kind. Second type is called methylfolate. Okay, so we know it's a folate because there's a folate at the end of the word. Methyl is at the beginning of the word, so methylfolate. This means that it's a methylated B vitamin called folate. Methylated is the most bioavailable form of a folate. This is good news. Okay, you're going to find this form. It's named a lot of different things, but very similar. You're going to see a quadrafolic. You will see a 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. That's the full name. MTHF is that name, 5-MTHF, on the market for supporting that methylation process. Okay, this is especially supporting the dirty MTHFR gene. So this type of methylfolate is best for mental health. So when we think of mental health, we think of depression, anxiety, anything going on with the brain is a very common need for a more bioavailable B9 vitamin. And again, eat those leafy greens. Mental health, tissue healing is also needed. And if you have tissue that needs healing, maybe you broke your ankle, maybe you have some tissue, some issues with micro tears in your shoulder that you're trying to heal, or maybe you're trying baby. This is needed to help form the neural tube formation in a baby in the early weeks of pregnancy. So it's super important to get the B9 in there, not only for baby formation, if you are not a woman or if you're not in that phase where you're making a baby right now, but just to help support the regeneration of new cells. We need new cells throughout our lifetime, and we want to make sure that process is supported properly. So methylfolate is going to be the most bioavailable one. Okay, the third type of folate, B9, I would say, is going to be folinic acid. Okay, so this kind of sounds like folic acid, but there's another syllable. Folinic, Folinic, folinic acid. So this particular nutrient of B9 is for those who are sensitive to methylated B9 vitamins. Okay, so this is what is going to be the best replacement for those people who, and you probably know who you are, you take a methylated B and you don't feel good. Maybe you feel a little bit more anxious, maybe lethargic, maybe you get heart palpitations. It's kind of crazy when you think of all the different symptoms that you could be reacting to a B vitamin. And when I say reacting, I mean something just out of place, something just, you just don't feel right intuitively with that. So this folinic acid is a bioactive in the natural form that appears on the supplement labels as folate. So it may be written as folic acid, folinic acid, or calcium folinate. Okay, so folinic acid is known as calcium folinate. It's a good thing. This is a good deal. So this is going to be great for those who cannot tolerate methyl donors. Maybe they feel just weird when they have a methyl donor. For those who have rapid cell division, this is located in the folate cycle of strategene within Dr. Ben Lynch's a wonderful strategene program that I love to coach patients through. So rapid cell division is necessary to need that folinic acid nutrient, okay, and necessary for baby development. Folinic acid, methylfolate, all good forms of that B9 vitamin. That last one, which is folic acid, totally synthetic, man-made, not the best of bioavailable form, and can end up doing damage, blocking those receptors in the long run. So those are the three types of B9 vitamin that you can differentiate what is the best one for you. And don't forget to eat your leafy greens. That's going to be one of the best sources for you. In addition, if you're needed to take an outside supplement. I'm Dr. Emily Hecker with Enlightened Functional Medicine. Have a wonderful day.